In this video, let's talk about what you can do on your product page listing in order to improve your reviews. There's a couple of options. Start with support. You can create support even for products that don't typically have support, like books. They usually don't have support. But of course, you can add support. For example, like email us for, if you see any corrections, suggestions, or anything, or it doesn't have to be email, but contact us for, offer some way for them to reach out to you. And of course, if you have a physical product, you should definitely offer support option so that people have a place to go if their item breaks or some other unexpected thing happens, so that you can immediately jump in. Because what's going to happen is, if they are unhappy, they're going to go to your product listing to leave a review. And they might notice, oh, instead of leaving a review, I can ask for help and get help, because they don't actually want to damage you or leave a bad review. What they really want is just to get the benefit of your product, which you promised to give them in the first place. So if you can provide that or replace the product or anything else, they're not going to leave you the bad review. So having the support option reverses the bad review in many cases. And by the way, you'll never know this. You'll just not get the bad reviews as you would have. Okay, so it's not like they will tell you, "Oh, I was gonna leave a bad review," but usually they do it in anonymity. So this way, at least, this does work. You just won't be able to track or measure it very much. Um, of course, when you do help them, they contact you for help, you have to go above and beyond. You can't just provide the typical help, because they're already frustrated. So they're starting not from a neutral place, they're starting from a negative place. And you have to turn them from a frustrated person to somebody whose frustrations are relieved, and then who's helped and they're on their way, because then they get ecstatic and excited. Because then that's when, remember, the ecstatic and excited, they really like the help. That's when you ask for the review, and you stop the bad reviews and turn them into 5 stars. That makes a tremendous difference in your overall star rating. Imagine if you're 4 stars, right? 1 star rating will bring you below 4 stars, but a 5 star rating that could have been a 1 star rating gets you above 4 stars. So it's like double the reviews. Okay, it's not just reversing the 1 star. It's actually making the 1 star an extra 5 star. So that's the one thing you can do. And another thing that is a really common thing that people never think is going to happen to them, but is really, really common, is when the customer's expectation is different than the product provided. And I know, of course, you think that wouldn't be the case for you, but I've seen it over and over and over, because you try to write the marketing text in a really creative way. You try to position the product really cool. You try to do your SEO keyword research and have the product have good SEO keywords. And then that actually all impacts the text, the copywriting on your product page. And people might not immediately, they might not get that, hey, they might not understand exactly what the product is for. They might misunderstand. And when there's a misunderstanding, that's the fastest way for them to be frustrated with what they get. If they get what they expect, they're fine. If they get something different than they expect, they're frustrated. Frustrated means bad review. So for you, make sure you don't overpromise. Make sure you explain very clearly in the title, in the description, exactly what they get, exactly in the photos. They have to get exactly. That by itself will help you stay, even if your product isn't that good, but like they know what they're getting. It still will be, that's better than if you overpromise. Okay, because overpromising leads to bad reviews. So make sure they get exactly. And I can't. This is literally like years of me making products, seeing my clients' products, and this is the number one factor of, unless your product is really, really bad, but that misunderstanding of the expectations versus what you wrote is one of the most common factors in bad reviews. So, and I fall into this myself, because again, it's so easy to overwrite the description, change it many times, the title, get the keywords, and then before you know it, without even realizing, that's the danger of this. That's a real danger, because you don't even realize you've written something that doesn't completely fit what they're getting. So make sure you don't have that happen, and you should do fine, and your product listing will align you well to get your good reviews.